It's the Child Free Free Thinker Ace back at you again with another video. It's been quite some time before I even been on this channel. There is another channel, but that's mostly for energy, metaphysic, quantum physics type things. But this one is just about child free material, antinatalism, and other subjects that are taboo that people think about but don't want to speak about. So I do because I don't really care what people think, to be honest. So this subject is one that'll probably get people pissed off, and that's exactly why I speak on it because it's talking about religion. And I like to make people use their brains instead of just being a follower and repeating or regurgitating information from someone else without doing the thinking for yourself. So, the title may throw people off, especially if they're extremely religious and, cling to their Bibles for dear life, even though the same things continue to happen in their lives daily. They don't seem to think at all. So, the name of this topic is there's Superman, there's Jeebus, aka Jesus. His superpower is not giving a F because he loves you. And I know you're like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean. He loves us. Okay. I'm going to get deeper into a couple of things so that you can think for yourself. In the description, I wrote down a couple of things whenever, if ever you come across this video, whenever you're watching this, whether it's from a year from today, 6 months from today, whenever you come across it, if you come across this channel, because a lot of the times antinatalism, child free, any subject like that is automatically shadow banned because they want everybody to breed, 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 breed. Anything that makes you think, they don't want to advertise it because this world doesn't want a bunch of thinkers or a bunch of out the box thinkers, free spirits, free thinkers, and people like that because you may awaken other people. So I'm not surprised. I'm not doing this for any type of recognition or popularity. I'm an adult, so I can care less. I have my career that I do, but this is what I do whenever I feel like it. Anyway, so what do I mean by there's Superman? Who is Superman? What does Superman do? And then you have to think of Jesus. And then you have to think of Batman and Robin and all those type of people. You have antagonists, protagonists, you have the villains, and you have the people that always rescue everyone in the end. Batman, he puts the symbol in the sky of the bat to let you know something's going on in the city and to get over there and fight crime. Superman is a regular guy by day, and whenever there's crime, he goes, he changes his clothes. Nobody seems to recognize that he has the same face, whatever. So he goes in disguise and he saves the people. At least he saves the people, right? And then you have the story of Jesus, right? And I'm going to get a little bit deep on this subject because a lot of people were kids when this story was told to them. The same way Johnny and the Beanstalk or whatever it is, and Pinocchio and Rapunzel and all of that type of stuff, Beauty and the Beast and Cinderella and all these type of things, Santa Claus, Easter egg bunny. And people celebrate these goofy holidays instead of creating their own day to celebrate because that's weird and it's not what everybody else does. So, who wants to create something and actually celebrate it when the rest of the world isn't celebrating? I do it. I create my own days to celebrate and I turn up whenever I'm ready. I don't wait for one specific date to celebrate it because the whole world is celebrating something. It's a marketing strategy. It's a way to get you to spend your money like a goofy and regret it later. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the holidays if you like them. Go right ahead. Who cares? Do it if you want to, but because you want to, not because you were programmed to do it. And I'm building a show. Don't think I'm getting off subject because I'm not. I'm right on subject. Trust me, I have a way of tying things in together. When I was speaking about the holidays, Batman and Robin, Superman, and Jesus. And I know you're thinking, how does Jesus get into this? Where does he have to do with um, superheroes and fairy tales and all of these type of things? Now, don't get me wrong. There is an energy. There is something that none of us can explain. Period. On this earth, because even though there are things such as near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences, which I have experienced quite a few times in my life, with the most recent one being 2014. And I definitely saw something, but it wasn't what people think and what people describe. Now, when people do describe that white light, I did definitely see it, and I was literally out of my body for quite some time. So much time went by that I didn't even realize it. And I believe I've told that on a couple other videos that I've made. I deleted a bunch of videos like a sucker, and I wish I could get them back, but I can't. They're gone. But who cares? The reason why I'm talking about the Jesus story is because this story normally has to be told to you at birth. When you're not capable of using your brain, when you're not capable of really thinking things through deeply, when you're not able to really ask the questions that you really want to ask about something because you really don't know yet. You know something sounds weird, you know something doesn't sound right, but as a kid, you have no way of articulating yourself the way you want to because you haven't had enough earthly experience to really be able to explain yourself. But you could feel that something sounds stupid, right? And then you have to go on to the image that is presented. You know, you have to put a image to something to make it true. Because if you just make it as an energy, it won't have as much power unless you put a face to it and then you create a narrative and a storyline and you have to involve people's emotions in it and romanticize a situation about somebody being humiliated, born into a world just to lose his life and get set up from the very church that everybody runs and say that they are Christians. But it was the Christians that took his life, to be honest. Because if you really want to get technical with the story of Jesus, not Jeebus, not this romanticized version that people love to throw on the TV and make money, marketing strategies to sell Jesus like you sell a car in a car lot for a used car salesman. That's what people are doing. But even Jesus never said it. He was a Christian at all. Jesus basically was taken out because he would not conform. He would not. This is the story, but we can break it down, especially us free thinkers, child free, antinatalists, all of us out here who are able to use our brains and make sense of this shit. We know that something sounds stupid. Jesus was child free as well. So if we want to get technical, that's the reason why they took him out. The reason why. So I'm telling this story because I knew this subject and this title would bring people in and I knew it would piss people off. So I put this story here just for them to come over and talk some shit to get told a couple things because you're not gonna try me. Okay. But for those who are on this channel that haven't seen me in quite some time or heard anything, I know you don't get down like that. You speak your mind and I like it. Anyway, so let's get on the subject of Jesus, the real story, okay? Not the fabricated, romanticized fairy tale story that they sell to you in church. Okay, for those of you who go to that, so we want to get technical. Jesus wasn't turned into a superhero until after they took him out, until after they took his life, and then vamped his image, revamped the story, romanticized it, and made it a sad thing to pull at your heartstrings and to make you follow blindly without using your brain because your emotions was involved. You won't use your brain when your emotions are involved. You have to know the time and the place for them both, and a lot of people don't get it. So let's get on the story of Jesus real quick. Okay, first of all, we got to talk about the beginning. We got to figure out how this superhero was created. A superhero that wasn't a hero when he was alive, with the story that they told. Because when this person was on this earth, so they say, he wasn't treated like a superhero. He was treated like a black sheep, an outcast. He was treated like someone to exploit, someone to humiliate in front of everybody for having his own mind. He was followed around, treated like shit, talked down on, rumors spreading. People were basically hunting him like he was a witch or something or a wizard simply because he didn't live like everybody else. He was child free, okay? Period. He did not have kids. He was not married. He walked around living his life. They say he, okay, none of us met him, but of course, in those times, you have to go back in the day. You have to go back in time and understand that men and women back in those days were definitely separate. There was no equality with anything, even in Shakespearean age. Men would act out women roles because they did not want the women to be seen or to act those roles of the women. So they would put on the outfits of the women and act them out. Shakespearean age and things like that. Romeo, Juliet. It was men playing those roles. Not no women was in it. That was men playing that role because they did not want the women to be involved. So if we go back to those days, if you really want to talk about Jesus and not make him into some character, you would use Jesus as an energy instead of a human. But of course, we're not going to do that because we need to make money off of the image. That's what America does. If we want to get technical, Jesus of Bethlehem of Nazareth was born in Africa, North Africa at that, close up to the, what is it? the what river? What sea was that? It's not the Red Sea. It's the Nile River. It's Bethlehem and Jerusalem. That's in North Africa, right? Not America. So if we want to get technical, how in the world was Jesus brought from Africa, North Africa, to America and made into the religion of the world when the people from that place are not very well respected and it sucks? But you could take a person's image, refabricate it, okay, market it, throw a cross on there, the same cross that the church put them on to take them out for being different. You take that same cross and you tell people to put it across their necks to remember if someone took your family member's life with a gun, would you start selling guns and tell people to wear a gun around their neck as a necklace to remember that person? Wouldn't that be painful to remember? Wouldn't that be painful to you because that's your loved one and every time you wear that necklace, wouldn't it bring pain to you? Would it put a smile on your face when you think that that was the same gun that was used to take your loved one out? Or would you smile with glee and say, "Ah, I remember him. This gun I'm wearing." No. So it's no different than having a person be hunted their whole life for being different, for doing things that other people can only think of, but he did it. To be hunted around the entire city and gossiped about like trash, put on a cross by the church because he didn't go to church. He went around on foot as a foot soldier. And Jesus hung out with people like you and me, to be honest. And I'm not even religious. So if I mean, and look, I'm not religious. So for me to tell it like this, that should mean something. You would think somebody that's religious would tell it like I'm telling it. I'm not religious. I read about every religion in the world. I've read about them from what, um, what do you want to talk about? From Hermetics, Judaism, Christianity, Catholicism, uh, you got Hinduism, you Confucianism. Um, you have a lot of different religions, and I'm none. Okay, but I've read about many different religions. Okay, they all have some truth to it, and they all have some things that make you wonder, right? But when you talk about the story of Jesus and how people try to take the original image, distort it, shake it up a little bit, and sell it to people in the way they want it presented, that's wrong. To shit on everybody else's belief system and say this is the only way. But so if you're going to say this is the only way, that means you're teaching how to treat people like shit when they're different, right? Because that's what they did with Jesus. If they want to tell the real story, then they need to tell the real story. They can't tell the real story because it would tell on them. How did you take this image from another part of the world, bring only one image and flip it to sell it and to create a religion to have a hold on people's minds to give them some type of hope, but not tell the story in totality about how you hunted this person down and treated them like shit only for being different, looking different, walking different, being their own person, saying I am who I am, not what you want me to be. Because I am whatever you say I am. And if I wasn't, then why would I say I am? Wait a minute, that's Slim Shady, my bad. Um, you take this person and you try to make sense of what was done to this person, and you create movies to get people's emotions involved so they could sit there and cry like, oh, but you have to understand there were also slaves that were treated the exact same way, that also had to sharpen out a piece of wood knowing they were going to be hung on it, knowing they were going to be put up on it, and this was done in the South. So that was the punishment to anybody that was different during that time period. Just like in the medieval ages, they were beheading people. Just like in the Hitler ages, they were lining people up execution style. So that was the common treatment for anybody who was going to be deviant and not follow society's orders and rules. Technically, Jesus was a deviant. Jesus was what you call somebody who was his own person, obviously, because he wouldn't have been put on the cross with a beggar and a thief when he had done nothing but be himself. He was destroying people's ego, making people feel stupid without even saying, hey, you're stupid. He wasn't saying it. It was the life he was living, going around, hanging out with, he was hanging with drug addicts. He was hanging with prostitutes. He was hanging with thieves. He was hanging with all these people that the whole city talked about. So he was the talk of the town. Like, why are you hanging with these people? Why are you hanging with those people? You're better than that. He was like, you put the words in my mouth. I never said that. You said that. So they automatically start hating this person for, well, number one, talking back to the church. Number two, you can come over here and join our clan, our cult, and be like us so we can look down on those people. It's like, no, I am who I am. I'm me. Like, you keep trying to put a narrative on me. You don't like me for being me. You want me to be more like you. You won't accept me as I am, but this is who I am. And they were like, look, we're sick of it. We're sick of you making us look stupid. We're sick of you walking around performing all these miracles and people looking up to you. They should be looking up to us. We're the church. They should be giving us our money, our their coins. Okay, but you're taking away from our attention what your miracles and your parables and your wisdom and stuff, and people are listening to you. And no, that's just like a pimp on another pimp's territory. That's just like a gang member on another gang member's territory. It's like a blood in the crib, a blood coming to a crip territory, a crip coming to a blood's territory. Okay, a pimp trying to take somebody else's stable away when that pimp has his own stable. Wait a minute, you don't come and take my stable. These are belong to me. So it's no different when it comes down to religion in these churches going all the way back. Wait a minute, we had these people under a spell. You making them think for themselves. Okay, we don't like that. We need them dumb. We need them dumbed down. We need them following us, giving us their money, and just giving it to us blindly. Okay. And here you go giving them options. Now we're gonna have to get rid of you, bro. We're gonna have to get rid of you. Right. So before he became this Superman for everybody to run to with their problems and their woes, and they first had to dismantle him, tear him down to nothing, make him look horrible in front of people, slander, spread rumors and all of that. Doesn't that sound familiar to those of us that are different? That may be why they probably wish they would have took that probably out their Bible to show who he was hanging out with. They probably going to rewrite it because they have many different versions from King James and every other version to where you don't even know which one is the real one because it's not. They're going to take certain words out and make it more compatible to the day that we live in because who wants to leave that in there that Jesus was hanging out with people that other people look down on? Why would someone that the whole world says they look up to and they believe in this person? How can you when this world is ran like shit right now and always has been? How can you believe in the principles of Jesus? You're superhuman when you treated him like a peasant. You treated him like a peasant. Then you turned him into a superpower, a superhero. When he was alive, so you say, you treated him like shit, right? He was too different for your day and age back then. And anybody that's like that right now also gets talked about for having strong beliefs different than what the world believes in. So we would be considered deviants for our mindset. Okay. First, you get talked about. And then when it becomes a trend, everybody wants to do what you do, but it has to be a trend for it to be acceptable. Being child free, antinatalist, a free thinker, somebody who lives their life and does not want to repeat the reincarnation cycle is very taboo and it is very looked down upon because it's not a trend yet. It needs to become commercialized and marketed for people to accept it. Other than that, something wrong with you. They'll say there's something wrong with me and us because who are we to defy what everybody else is doing? Who do we think we are? Who the fuck do you think you are? You know what I'm saying? Girl, you know it's true. Ooh, ooh. You know it's true, Gaza. What's up, Gaza girl? You know it's true though. You know I'm telling the truth. You get what I'm getting at, right? I had to put this title up there because you know that the Bible knockers. I wish the Bible knockers would. I want them to bring their ass over here because I'll make them go read the Bible from Genesis to Revelations when I'm done with their ass. I'll make them sleep with the Bible under their pillow when I'm done because hell, they know it's true. One minute they be telling a lot. Look at this world, right? Look at this world all over the place, right? They tell on themselves every time. They believe in the Lord and Jesus when they haven't drunk their blood and ate their flesh for the first Sunday of the month. Right now, Halloween just passed yesterday, right? It's first. It's today is November 1st. Tomorrow is November 2nd. That's the first Sunday. This is where people take communion. They don't even know what they're drinking and what the fuck they're eating. It's no different than a seance. Okay? I'm a deep person, right? And I know you are too. A seance is when you are summoning someone's energy that's no longer on the earth. First of all, if we want to get technical, Jesus has been gone for a long time. They keep summoning that person's energy through the drinking of the blood, vampire like stuff, eating of the flesh. And they still do this in churches. And do you understand that they used to really have real blood and flesh? And what they would do was slaughter a pig or a goat or some type of a sheep and put the blood in something called a chalice, which is like a wine glass, and flesh. Now due to hygienic reasons, they switched it around because it would look very obvious if people were up in church drinking blood and eating flesh, right? So they turned it, it's elevated through time. Back then, it was real blood when they slaughtered an animal to sacrifice the animal. And then they would do that as a sacrifice. Even in those Bible days, they were sacrificing their own sons. Even Jesus was a sacrifice. He was sent to the world as a sacrifice for everybody's sins, which makes no damn sense, right? Just like the people that give birth and the men and women that create these kids sacrifice their kid into a world of hell and stress and pain. For what though? But what is the reward for the kid? What is the reward? What was the reward for Jesus to come down to this earth to be put on a cross and nailed for everybody to sit out there laughing and joking except for his only real friends. He only had a couple of real friends. Two of his friends betrayed him and the rest of them were cool with them and they didn't want to watch that. But the church came out there watching it, partying, having fun. The whole community already knew. They told the whole community, guess who? Guess who? It's the king. They made fun of him. Jesus, y'all. Guess who out here? They were like, who out there? You know, the one who said he was all that. Let's see who's gonna save him today. So everybody in the city ran out. The same way they do people like you and me and anybody else who's different, right? To exploit them, humiliate them publicly in front of other people. All right. They gathered out there, the people in the church, the community, everybody who thought this person was a deviant. They came out there to watch the hanging of this so-called king, right? They made fun of it. That's what they said. And they put him up there with a beggar and a thief for nothing, right? So he was sacrificed for nothing. Then you go to the story. This is why it's good to study every religion. You don't have to be religious to study those religions so that you know what you're talking about when you're dealing with people from many different religions. When they try to like think they like bossing up on you, they're not bossing up on me, and I'll go a day and head to toe. You know what I mean? So back in those days, that's what was done. Anybody who was different, just like Salem, witch trials, just like slavery, anybody who looked different, just like the Nazi camps with the refugees who looked just so happened to look different from what the person in power did not approve of, they were slaughtered. Anybody who, whether it's a president, whether it's a leader, whether it's whoever's in charge at that time, whatever they do not look up to, whatever they look down on, they normally get rid of those people because they don't favor them and they don't respect them. And this has been going on for decades. This isn't just now happening. There's no such thing as something new happening in this world. It's nothing new under the sun, right? It just happens in different ways. We're a new set of people. But this is the same energy in this earth and it will always be due to the people. It's not because of the animals and the nature. It's because of people and their fucking egos, right? They can't get their egos in check. They think they're contributing something to society by bringing a new piece of flesh into the earth that will go through hell because we're in hell. And these clowns are talking about when we die, when we when we die, we go into the fire. Through the fire, through the wind. A lot of adults still have the mind of toddlers, bro. But the toddlers have more sense. These adults say when they die, they don't have flesh anymore because their flesh is either in the ground buried or cremated. But somehow they're going to be burning. Do they know how they sound? It's kind of hard for me to say this straight from the heart. Start singing Usher, Let It Burn. Okay. How in the hell do these adults even make any? Even the kids will have more sense than these adults. How are they going to burn when they don't have flesh because they leave it on the earth as well as their worldly possessions? How are they going to burn? Oh my gosh. They have so many people on this earth afraid to go to hell that they're afraid to live their life. And they have to train you when you're younger so that when you grow up, you're just a bunch of trained people running around scared that you're going to burn for thinking for yourself. You think you're going to go to hell because you do things. Now, even though a lot of us, whether we're child free, antinatalists, or asexuals, whatever you choose to do, it's still nothing illegal about having for people who want to be with each other in a sexual way if that's what they want to do. It's nothing for them to be shamed about to the point where they got to go to hell. For basically, you're telling them they're going to hell because they're born with genitals. They're born with um they're born with genitals. They didn't ask to have those genitals. They didn't ask to have hormones. So how would they go to hell for that being a part of their body and actually using them? So now they have a bunch of people on the earth that are confused with who they are, right? On top of putting religion in it, now you got to put politics in it. And now you got a bunch of people going at it with each other because everybody egos are involved. And everybody's trying to get closer to heaven, but they can't even act right on this earth. You know what I mean? Wherever politics can't get control of the people, this is where religion comes in to finish them off. Okay. They put politics over religion, period. Even politicians will go into the churches with their members, move the preacher out the way, and get on a microphone and speak in that church. So it's politics first, and that's what God and God we trust means: government, ordinance, and defense. Okay, it doesn't mean people's Bibles, because obviously you see these presidents seem to run the entire world and the way people live their life in the world. Who deserves respect? Who doesn't deserve respect? Who you look down on? Who you look up to? Who is worth it, who isn't worth it, who is below, who is above. It seems to be called out by presidents and politicians to get to call the shots on who deserves to live and who deserves to not, who deserves it. So nobody is really looking up to God the way they say they are. But they're going to tell us about Jesus and how he's going to save our souls, and do we have a church home, and have we answered to Christ? They not answering to Christ because they're listening to presidents and politicians. They're not even answering to the God they say they believe in. So they're confused themselves. They're more worried about our genitals, what we do with our coochies, and for the dudes' balls, and how many people we're putting into the earth because they need more slaves, than where they're going after this world is over with. I thought they were supposed to be teaching us about these pearly gates and streets of gold and flying around with wings and shooting bows and arrows like Cupid in people's backs and making them fall in love and breed. That's what we were supposed to be doing when we died, right? They're supposed to be teaching us, but instead they're more concerned with what's going on politically instead of the reason why they're putting people in this hell to begin with. Because these people really don't think they're in hell. What do they think they're in? Purgatory? A lot of people that are so-called religious and telling us about Superman that's going to save us all, they don't even believe in what they say they do because they're not living by it at all. It's not about being perfect. It's about literally living by the words they say they live by, and they're not. Okay? They talk about don't commit adultery, they commit adultery. Every sin or whatever they say that everybody else is doing, they're the main one doing them. Okay? Whatever. It's just weird. So, and this is where Superman or Jesus comes in. The same Jesus that they took out for being different. The same Jesus they took out for being child free. He was child free. Do you know how weird that must have looked back in those days? For somebody to be walking around where it was taboo for any woman and any man to be walking around free like that without like 10 kids that you spat out. Do you know how he must have looked to people during that time period? Because it's 2025 and people still have a problem with us for not using our genitals all over the place, and not, people have a problem with this. So can you imagine what he must have looked like, he, she, back in that time period? Walking around like that, people peeking at him and watching and gossiping. You know how people are when they don't understand something. So they had to attack him. Anybody that's talking anything different, looking different, dressing different, walking different, living a different lifestyle, that mean technically, if the Jesus story was the real story, Jesus' mentality was as of today. Seems like he was in 2025, way back then with that mentality. I mean, you're walking around frilly nilly, living your life, going on adventures. Okay. You're going on your adventures on your own and people following you around and stuff. Other people hating on you because they over there miserable and here you are over here living your best life, doing what you want to do, talking to people that everybody look down on. So you become a target now. So how do you go from being a target and how do you go from being a black sheep to the world suddenly changing your image and making you the superhero now? When first they had to villainize you. How they made first they made Jesus the villain in the beginning. And then they turned around and made him into the superhero when they were able to profit off of his death. Okay. They did not like him. It was only a few people that even rocked with him at all. They did not like him at all. And it wasn't, he had a couple of betrayers with him, like his best friend or the people who he thought was his friends. He was an empath. That's why when he hugged the people, he already knew what they were up to. Like they were going to betray him. And they were like, "Oh no, not us. We cool, man. We ain't gonna do that to you, man. You know we like you, bro. Come on, wait, us, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like, do we look like the types of people who gonna betray you? Come on, do we? Come on, man. We just stole something. Do we look like the type of people that's gonna betray you, Jesus? Come on, bro. Right? And they betrayed him, and the whole town was gossiping about this dude. Everybody had his head on the hit list, pretty much, just for being himself, just for living decades ahead. So Jesus' mentality would have been at least now 2025, but even in 2025, people like us are still villains because we will not conform. We don't conform. We ask too many questions. People that ask questions irritate people because it makes them think. They don't want to think. They just want to live and breathe. They don't want to think with the brain they were given. They want somebody else to think for them and tell them what to do and how to do it. They don't know how to function using their own goddamn brains. Okay. It makes no sense. So because they don't want to use their brain and they're scared to what they could come up with their own mind unless it's approved of by people in the world. If people say, "Oh, we like that," it's the standard now. But if you're doing something and the rest of the world doesn't agree with what you do, you are now villainized. You are now a villain. You are now the bad guy. You are now the bad girl. You are now the person that everybody must hate. You are the person that must be captured. You are the person that must be silenced. You are no longer a good person now, even though you've done nothing but think for yourself. Who told you? How dare you go against what everybody else is doing in the world? Why aren't you married? Why don't you go over there and breed? Get a husband, get a wife, breed. Put yourself in stress. Put yourself in famine. It's the way that it is. It's no other way. It's all hey, it's the way that it is. How is it the way that it is when we could think with our own mind and we don't want to do that? And they keep trying to it's the way that it is. You're like, no, it's not. It's the only way. Come on, man. You don't know what you're missing out on. You're missing out. You don't know what you're missing. Like, yes, I do. I mean, I don't want to do that. You don't know love like it. You don't know love like that when you have a child. You don't know love. You don't know that type of love. So you don't know what you're talking about. Like, yes, I do. I'm okay. I'm telling you, I don't want it. Yes, you do. You're so goddamn selfish. They start getting desperate at that point. Now they got to publicly try to like assassinate you with their words because you refuse to give in, you know, to their brainwashing. So now they got to try to attack your decisions and say that it's wrong with other people who made the same decisions as them. They come together as a group because it's less of us than them. It's more of them than us. It's more people who don't think than it is people who think. It's more people who just goes along with things and feels like an idiot later than people who think about it so they won't have to feel like an idiot later. So if it's more of them than us, and of course we're going to look like the bad guys. We would be more criminals than the people actually committing crimes because of their fear of what they cannot control. So how can they make Jesus Superman when he was once the villain for being different? How can they turn a person who they took out and put on a cross for being different into Superman? Then they start selling crosses, selling Bibles, making money, being able to profit off of the money of the people in the world by them coming to the church and giving their money to this one person. The only person that can speak on a microphone and be believed by default is a preacher, a president, a politician, period. And maybe a weather broadcaster or some type of person on the news giving the news. Anybody else's voices must be silenced and shut up because who are you? The preacher can talk. You're supposed to believe it. They're supposed to be the middleman. You can't go to the creator for yourself. You gotta go through this person. It's a human just like you on the earth with you. But you don't know what you're talking about. You have to run to the preacher and they get to tell you how to think. They could tell you what's good for you. And they doing the same thing plus some. Right? It makes no sense. Right? So your mouth, they don't want people to be thinkers out here. They want dumbasses. They want brainless fools. They want people to just go along to get along. They want people that can be moved like pawns on a chessboard. They don't want thinkers because thinkers are hard to control. They don't want thinkers because you cannot get future slaves from thinkers that think about the world they live in and understand the world they live in. Therefore, they're not going to reproduce for you to benefit off of because there's no benefit at all for people to be born to suffer. And you can't get to that level unless you're a thinker, unless you know who you are. Not being perfect. Being perfect has nothing to do with it. So they say you can't be a Superman or a Superwoman. We need to make one Superman to save your soul, to save you. You need to be saved. Well, we don't need to be saved because we can think about this where we're not going to put anybody in this earth to have to be saved. We're saving ourselves by using our mind. So they realize you don't need Superman. They create people to dumb them down to create a Superman to save them because they're incapable of saving themselves. When we are thinkers about what we do and realistic about what we've done, what we do, and what we will do, we're not lying about it. We're just being ourselves. It's hard to sell a Superman image to people that are willing to save themselves and not make dumb choices so that people can agree with their lifestyle. So we're the small percentage. We're not the majority. They're the majority. We are the minority of people. Regardless of what culture we come from, we are the minority because we think. We don't just do. We question everything. We don't just go along with anything. We question everything. And for that, we are hated and we'll always be hated. And we're okay with that. See, it's some people that are super religious that may think some of the same things we think, but guess what? They will never act on it. They will never speak on it because they see what happened to people like us. Let's take it back to Jesus days. Do you know that there were people during those Jesus days that thought the same thing he thought, but never spoke on it and sat there and watched what happened because, hey, at least it's not me. There are people that think the same thing we think, but they won't act on it. They become followers because they would rather be a follower and not messed with or attacked be- than to be like what happens to us. They don't want to be a, they want to live that way. This is where jealousy and envy comes from, with the way that we think and the way we live our lives. This is why people say we're selfish. They're really projecting. They're the selfish ones for denying their self of who they are, being a follower and doing something they don't want to do, reproducing kids they know they did not want and are ill prepared to take care of financially, mentally, physically, spiritually. They are ill equipped, but they only did it so that they can fit into these categories and not be exploited or put into brackets like we do. They envy our strength, whether you're women or men. They envy our ability to stay 10 toes down and firm in our beliefs, regardless of what people say or what they say or threaten to do. Nobody is going to be messed with more than us because it really bothers people. Our image bothers people. Our lifestyle bothers people. Our strength, our decisiveness bothers people because they're like, who the fuck do you guys think you are to be decisive? You need to be stupid like us. You need to be a follower like us. Come on, man. Don't stop using your brain. Let somebody use it for you. What's wrong with you guys? Get over there and reproduce. Get over there, get in the bed, reproduce, and gotta make a way. You don't have to make a way. You don't need any money. You don't need any money. You don't need anything. All you need is love. All you need is love. Get in the bed with him. Hey, dude, what are you doing? Get in the bed with her and breathe. Look, what's wrong with you guys? The Lord will make a way, man. He's going to save you. He's going to come down from the clouds straight to your door and say, hello, it's you. Hey, you two in the bed. Hey, make room for me. Let me get in this bed and watch you guys do what you're doing. I like what you're doing over there. You're really pleasing me. I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of you that you're over there unprotected, doing what you do, about to bring a kid into the world that you can't take care of. I'm proud. And let me just sit in this bed and don't mind me. I'm just going to be sitting here watching. It makes me proud to see you do what you're doing. Don't mind me. I'll just be sitting here. That's what they, come on, man. That's what people act. They don't make any sense. They're not making any sense. How is what they're doing with their genitalia going to impress the Lord or any higher power that is not in a physical body. So the earthly matters of this world would not even matter to a spirit in the first place. A spirit wouldn't be concerned of matters of this world at all because they're in a higher elevated space. They're in a higher vibrational place. This world is of low vibration. Okay. Okay. This earth has the lowest vibration, period. It does. The only thing that gives this earth the best energy are the trees and nature, period. The people and the energies that people carry, bloodlines, lineages that they are born in, generational cycles, generational curses, and things of that nature lowers the vibration of the earth. This is where the Superman complex comes in. This is where the Jesus comes in. This is where, because people feel that they are incapable, ill equipped to save themselves. And they listen to other people to tell them this is what you should do. You're a human. This is what's better for you. You're a woman. This is what's better for you. You're a man. This is what men do. This is what women do. This is what humans do. Even if you don't want to do it, hey, just do it because that's what we're supposed to be doing. At that point, you're not even saving yourself. You're being a follower. So, of course, you're going to look for Superman, aka Jesus, to save you because you're not using your brain to save yourself. It makes no sense. This stuff makes no sense. So, yes, there's Superman, there's Jesus, and his superpower is talking about, you know, the higher power of all, the energy that can't be explained except for those who go through it. That's why when people leave this earth, they're not coming right back after they die and be like, psych, I'm back. I came to tell you all about it. You'll see them in your spirit. I'm sure a lot of people have had situations like that where a loved one, I know I have. I know I have, because I always dream about loved ones before they, anybody, I've always dreamt about them 6 months to a year before they pass away, exactly the way they pass away. I've been like this since I was 3 years old, right? So you don't use your mouth in your dreams. You're not really, it's telepathic. In your dreams, when you see people that you knew that have passed on, when they come to you in your dreams, they notice they're never moving their mouth. You're talking telepathically. You want to know why they're not moving their mouth? Because they don't have a body. They don't have the same flesh anymore. If they're in spirit, how the hell do they have the flesh they've left on the earth that's either in the graveyard or they're in an urn because they were cremated? That means the flesh that you're seeing in that dream is the image they took on so that you can be comfortable with seeing them in the way that you knew them until you become comfortable with their energy. When you're comfortable with their energy, you won't need to see them in flesh anymore in your dream. You will feel their energy. Okay. I'm in the quantum physics and metaphysics. I'm a spiritual person. I'm never going to be religious, right? So they have to take on these images in your dream world, okay, so that you won't get freaked out in your own dream because you know damn well that person is passed on. You know that they're not on this earth anymore. So how the hell can they be in your dream? Because that is the spirit realm. This is the physical realm. This is how you two can communicate. This is how you both can communicate on the same frequency because technically when you're asleep, you're closer to the land of the dead. The only thing is that silver lining cord that pulls you back to this earth and keeps you in the physical body. When you no longer have an attachment to the silver lining cord, you stay in the ether and you do not come back into your body because you are where they are. This is how loved ones or people that you once knew that are passed on are able to communicate with you because they are forever in that spirit realm and you meet them when you go to sleep because you're out of your body, which means you're in spirit. Your body is laying in your bed or wherever you're at, sleeping on your couch or whatever. Your spirit is in the ether at that point. Your body could be in the same room with 10 other people walking around, but if you're asleep, your spirit is in the spirit realm. So anybody who you knew that is passed on can reach you there quicker because they can't come to this realm anymore. There's a separation. That is the door that has closed. They will not be coming back into this unless there's the thing called reincarnation. Reincarnation, the only way you get here is through an animal's body, a human body, an insect body, a fish body, anything, even a tree. When they plant a seed into the ground, it can come and it can make apples and the apples fall to the ground. That's another form of reincarnation, right? That's the only way you can come back into this realm after you have died. When you are deceased, you will not bring that same body back because the body is either in the cemetery or in an urn in the form of ashes. Okay, right. For people to make sense of this thing, because a lot of people fear death. A lot of people don't even know how they got here, what they're here for. All they know is they have the ability to breathe, and so they make that their superpower. So how are you going to make Jesus your superhero when they're using their own genitalia as their superhero, but they don't even know the power that exists in it? They don't even understand that it's not cool. Can't knock people for doing what they do. They don't even know the power that you're doing when you're laying down with another human, how you're swapping energies, how you're literally swapping your energy with their energy and theirs with yours. They don't even understand that part, yet alone reproducing other people and bringing souls from the ether into a physical world and bringing them down. When they're a spirit, they can only do so much. When they have a body, they can navigate in this realm. When you're a spirit, you can't navigate in this realm, but people can sense it. You need a body to be able to navigate. Just like an astronaut needs to go into outer space, they need a spacesuit to be able to be in that element out there. Our bodies aren't equipped to be out in that element. So to be in this element on this earth, you need a bodysuit. You need to have flesh, which means you have to come through some type of form that is able to reproduce to get you down here. But they don't even know the purpose for doing that in the first place. So they're down here ill equipped, don't know where they come from, don't know their purpose. All they know is they have a body and they use it. So part of the purpose of people being here has been wiped out. All they know how to do is 9 to 5. They think that's their purpose, have a 9 to 5. Hookup culture. You got to get a wife, you got to get a husband, you got to have all these extra shit. No, you don't. You have to be respected by all these people you don't goddamn it know. Okay. It's just like a checkoff list, a dumbass bucket list. Step one, step one, get a car. Step two, get a wife, get a husband. Step three, well, might as well breed. Step four, oh, it's difficult now. Oh, it's hard. This is difficult. The fuck are you talking? You wanted to do this. It's hard to do. It's hard. It's time for a miracle. It's just the same shit over and over. So the people who can't think for themselves need someone to save them because not only do they understand the power of their own mind, they don't even know who they are. And that's understandable when you've been trained to not give a damn about who you are. Just keep up an image. Make sure you look cute to attract a dude. Make sure he looks cute to attract a woman. Play these dumbass roles in the earth to act like a quote unquote human. You don't want to be any different now. That's all these people know. Do your 9 to 5, make your money to buy more shit you don't really need, to impress people you don't know, to drive around revving your engine so that you can really look cool. Look at me. Look at my car. I'm cool now. Like the fuck out of here, man. These people, this is so stupid. Look at me, guys. I just cashed my check and bought a car that I can't do shit with but drive her in circles. Oh god. So of course these people need some type of a superhero to save them because what are they going to do? They're not going to use their brains. They're not going to do that. Hell no, unless they're sitting in college proving everybody how smart they are. Look at me, guys. I'm sitting in college and somebody else gave me a degree that they signed their name. I couldn't even sign my own degree. And I know because I have a couple of them. You know how I felt sitting in class all those years, studying in a school, in a college, and you're supposed to be excited when you get these papers, right? Until I looked at it, until I looked at it, and I was a studier of parapsychology and psychology, sociology, and criminal justice. The parapsychology is right up my alley because I'm into energy, and none of that mattered when you look on that piece of paper. You don't get to sign your name on anything. It's everybody's signatures but yours, and they didn't do the shit you did. They put your name in the center of it, and everybody gets to sign it. Everybody, all these other names that don't have anything to do with you. You just get they give you the piece of paper, you walk across, do a little dance, and then, well, welcome to the real world. Kick your ass off the stage. So long, sucker. Yeah, yep. All right, next. It's like a damn assembly line. It's like it looks so stupid when you really look at it. Even the graduation process, it's the same, whether it's high school, whether it's Job Corps, whether it's community college, whether it's a 4-year uni, it doesn't matter. It's the same process. You sit, you learn somebody else's philosophies, you learn somebody else's curriculum, you regurgitate the information, okay? They really don't want you thinking outside the box unless you take a philosophy class, which I took too, and I end up getting into a debate with the philosophy teachers, not an argument, a debate. And I won the damn debate too. And I passed that class because of the debate, but nevertheless, at the end of it all, the 2 years that you spend, the 4 years that you spend on top of another four, right? At the very end, your reward is a piece of paper that comes from trees. And when you get into this world, your reward is a piece of paper that comes from trees called money with dead presidents on that's been dead a long time. They are your superhero for people who are in love with money and what money can do. For people who can't think, Jesus is their superhero when they don't think they can save themselves. In this world, the presidents become their hero for people that feel like they don't have any control. So everybody is their hero but themselves. And people who walk around and they're not out here running in circles, people have a problem with those people because they wonder, who do you think you are? Who the hell told you to use your brain for real? It's cool to do it in school when you're learning, but you're not supposed to think outside of college, man. What's wrong with you? You're supposed to be stupid. You're supposed to be dumb straight out of high school. When you graduate high school, you're supposed to just go dumb after that. Who needs it, right? You don't need to learn any of that and use it for anything more than the class that you're sitting in. And that doesn't make you smart. High school doesn't make you smart. You make you smart. College doesn't make you smart. You're smart. They just put a stamp on that says, "Look, everybody, we think they're smart now." And they went and sat and they're smart. Church doesn't make you holy. It doesn't make you a good person because you go to church. We see this every day. Being a politician doesn't make you an ethical person. It just makes you have the right connections of people that can save your ass when you need it and can make you look better than you actually are and market you in a way that everybody sees you as a good person, but they don't know what you do behind the scenes. So everybody's running to something else outside of themselves to make themselves look better than they actually are because they're scared of who they are actually. Anybody who's walking in that power every day and doesn't give a fuck what people think, people have a problem with those people because who do you think you are to not get approval and validation from us? We're people. You need to feel bad if we don't want you feeling you're nobody. You should feel like shit if we think you're shit. You should feel like shit. Okay? If you want to be a part of this cult and this group of people out here, you need to do what the people do. Breed, get married, shake your hand in front of people's face to show some dumb fucking ring on it. It's, they look so stupid doing it. It always makes me laugh, right? It's just like it's like an assembly line. It's so weird. It's so weird. Nobody thinks for themselves. Then they have to train the women, train the men. Everybody's running around with these fake ass egos that are meant to be destroyed. Both genders have these weird egos. They don't know who they are. Think about it. Do people even know why they're here besides their parents effing? How did and they make up these stories, they don't teach this stuff in schools. You have to go and seek this information out yourself, and that's what hermeneutics teaches you. You know what I'm saying? I study a lot of different religions. I don't do it daily, but I have dibbled and dabbled in searching and investigating and researching in different religions, not because I want to be a part of these religions, but because I want to know what I'm talking about. Even demonology, different rankings of demons and what they represent in this earth, from the low vibrational, from the lowest low grade demons, the ones that make people steal and stuff, to the high ranking demons, the ones that destroy family lines. Okay, the ones that you see alcoholics in the family, drug addicts in the family, infidelity, all that type. That's high ranking demons that can destroy a whole family line. Those are high ranking. Low ranking demons get you to steal a pack of bubble gum, get you to tell a stupid lie on something petty. Okay. High ranking demons. I've studied demonology as well. Studying demonology doesn't make you a bad person. Demonology and the different hierarchies is no different than Christianity. Christianity teaches you about the good. Demonology teaches you about the things behind the scenes that people refuse to see. They can mess their ass up every time. Okay. How are you going to understand something if you don't know about it? Because you blind yourself to the truth because you think if you don't research something that you can't be affected by it. That's stupid. That's just like saying if I don't look up at the sun doesn't exist in the sky. If I never look up, that means the sun isn't real. If I don't look up, and we all know, we all see the sun is up in the sky, but if I don't look up, it means it's not real. Fuck what? Huh? Look the hell up. You see the sun. Stop it. If I don't look down, that means the grass isn't real. Because if I never look down, I don't have to acknowledge that it's grass down there. So I just play stupid to stay in denial and look for a superhero to rescue me because I'm too scared to look down at the actual grass under my feet so that I can be in denial and act like I don't know it exists. This is how people are acting out here. They think if they live in denial that the truth will disappear. It isn't the truth they seek at all. It's something to save them, something to save them from the things they put themselves in, something or someone to save them from them. Okay. Okay. It may be a woman looking for a man to save her. It may be a man looking for a woman to save her. It may be human beings looking for some a miraculous some miracle from the positions they put themselves in when they weren't thinking. They looking for something to save them. And that's not gonna happen. Period. It's just not. It's not being a pessimistic. I'm not being pessimistic. I'm a realist, you know? And it's a shame. These type of topics, when you get on these type of subjects, people suddenly shrink and disappear because they're not ready to have these adult conversations. They just use their bodies. The body ain't shit, to be honest. The body is nothing more than a covering of your fluids, your organs, your bones. The body really ain't shit. The body is a puppet to your spirit. The body ain't shit. That's why when people, I had a conversation with another blogger, a YouTuber the other day, and they were asking about what I find attractive. And honestly, the body ain't shit to me. People, everybody got a body. I don't give a damn how tall you are, how cute you. I don't mean shit to me. You could be cute all day. I mean, take care of your body, your vessel. But all this shit goes back to the graveyard. Everything is going to go to an urn and become dust and become ashes. It's how well you take care of it and how well you present it. But what makes it all operate is the brain. That's the damn commander in chief. If a person got a weak mind, I can't fuck with them. If you got a weak mind, then you got a weak body and you got a weak soul. You can't make decisions. You're indecisive, and I can't have an indecisive person on my team. I would not be attracted to that. I would never listen to anything. Well, you don't have a person that don't use their mind. It's like a person sitting in a brand new car, wondering why the car won't move, and they refuse to push the gas. That's dumb. You know, this car ain't moving. This car ain't. Have you took your key? Uh huh. And yeah, turned it on. Uh huh. And pressed the gas. Oh, I didn't know I should do that. Like, come on, bro. That's how people sound. They have this big ass brain in their head, and they refuse to use it. Come on now. They could use everybody could use their ass. Men can use their balls and brag about their I got balls. I got balls. Women can use their wops. Yeah, I got the best cooch on the planet. Okay. And the body goes to the dirt in the end. So it was never your ass. It was never her cooch. It was never his balls or his whatever he think he has. All that bullshit. That didn't mean shit at all. It was nothing more than a vehicle to your soul. It was nothing more to a vehicle to your soul, like a puppet to the puppet master. Your soul is the puppet master. Your body is the puppet, and it does what your soul says. If you got a weak soul, you got a weak body. And it has nothing to do with any disabilities or not. That has nothing to do with it. What I mean is a weak mind. You got to strengthen your mind, but you got to strengthen your soul too, regardless of what you believe in. Whether you're atheist, whether you're agnostic, whether you're religious, whether you're spiritual, it doesn't fucking matter. You could be a follower or a leader. If you're a follower, then you're gonna be looking for Superman or somebody to save you in the sky. You know, you're gonna be looking up. Okay. Well, is that you, Jesus, Jeebus? Is Jeebus? Is that is that you? I'm not making fun of people. I'm sorry, bro. I'm just sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I had to. Whew. Every car has an ignition, every car has a transmission, every car has a gas pedal and a brake, right? If you get in a car and you just sit there and you're like, why ain't this car starting? That's just like being in your body and wondering why your feet don't move unless your mind tell your feet to move. Your mind is the most powerful thing you got. Any woman and any man that think their body is more powerful than their brain, I can't fuck with them. You wanna know why? Because they have no understanding of themselves. Your brain is the commander in chief, the general, baby. That brain is the one that make your hands move simultaneously while your mind, while your eyes are looking around, while you see color and talking at the same time, while you're scratching your head, while you're doing something multitasking. If it went for your brain, none of that shit. A dude balls would never do shit. They little phallic symbol wouldn't do nothing. A woman, her wop wouldn't be nothing. Her ass cheeks would never wiggle. She couldn't even twerk without a brain. A dude can't even mac to a woman and talk about how cool he is and make up some lame game and shit without his mind coming up with that whack ass game. A woman couldn't even laugh at his jokes without her brain telling her to do it. So you got to give respect to your brain, but everybody doesn't do that. They look for somebody in the sky to save them. Your brain is above, everything else is below. All of your organs is below. Anything that you can use to bring people on this earth is below your belly button. It's also the place where if you eat a burrito, you know what's going to happen in about 30 minutes. It comes out the back. Two things, three things can come out the front, right? But the brain is still running all of it. The brain runs everything in your goddamn body. And people give it no credit. None. They only give it credit when they're in school and college, when they're regurgitating information. But when it come down to real life scenarios, they need a savior to save them. God, microphone drop. God damn it. You mean to tell me? Hold up. You mean you mean to they be like you mean these people, man, I swear. Oh man, it's ridiculous. They be like, you mean to tell me it's nobody coming to save us? Oh shit. Oh, you mean to tell us? They be serious as hell. You mean to tell us? I can't even say it. Oh, oh shit. Oh, these people, boy, humans are hilarious. I'm sorry. It's making me feel like I'm an alien, bro. I swear. That's why I felt like an alien majority of my life because I feel like this experience as a human has been the most ridiculous situation. Watching humans interact, watching humans give power to their bodies and no power to their own brains. Oh, God. Oh, these people, man, I promise you. I get a good laugh. I get a good laugh. I'm not laughing at anybody's downfall. No, it's just sad that this many humans, my gosh, this many God, oh God, this many humans are looking. You mean to tell me? I mean, every time I get ready to say it, oh, you mean to tell me I'm not going up in the rapture? I'm trying to get these words out, but it just gets funnier each time. Okay, come on, get it together. Come on, whew, come on, grow some labia. All right. You mean to tell me no one's coming to save us? Oh my gosh. The sad part is, yes, none of us asked to come into this world. None of us. None of us. Okay. And this is the power that you have. Don't let this world brainwash you into saying, well, I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to do some dumb shit. I'm not going to think about it. Hey, somebody going to save us. And it's called Jesus. Superman is gonna come and save us. We don't have to think about nothing, even though we have a brain. It's not our fault. We did the best we could. There's nothing we could do about it. Okay? He's gonna save us. We're going up in the rapture. What the? What is wrong with people, man? Huh? Nobody gets along in this earth for real, and suddenly they're gonna become best friends in heaven. Do people know what they sound like? We don't give a damn about each other down here. But guess what? When we die, guess where we're going? We don't give a damn. We're creating wars. We're wiping each other out. But guess it's all forgiven. When we leave this earth, guess where we're going? We're going to meet Jesus for ourselves. We're gonna walk on gold with no feet. We're gonna walk. We're going to heaven. All of us, everybody, bro. We can do as much dumb shit as possible. Someone's gonna save us. We don't have to worry about nothing. Our brains. Who needs it? We don't. Who needs our brains? F that. When we leave this earth, we're going to heaven. When we leave this earth, we can do as much dumb shit as possible down here. Let's create wars. Let's do dumb shit that we don't know what we're doing. You know. And when we all leave this earth, we're all of us, the same ones that didn't get along, black and white, can't stand each other down here. But suddenly in heaven, it's going to be a brand new place. Come on, man. Huh? They're going to be the same people. And if they treat heaven, this place the people are waiting for, the pie in the sky. Okay. How they going to act different there when they act like goddamn fools down here? How's that going to happen miraculously? Do people hear how they sound? Do they know what they sound like? This makes no sense. He love See, there's this storyline that people have to go through hell because Jesus loves you. And he loves you so much that he wants you to go through pain because he loves you. Do people know what they sound like? That sounds like the parents. Okay. I do it because I love you. They sound like pimps. Everybody sounds like a pimp. The church is pimping their members. Politicians are pimping the world. Presidents are pimping the politicians and the people out here. People are pimping each other. And people don't know how to think. They brainwashing each other. Okay. I treat you like shit because I love you. Okay. All right. All right. And at the end, everybody's going to heaven. Don't worry. You know, don't worry. It's easier to get people in this earth than it is to get people to understand why they're here. Is anybody can lean back. Anybody can peel their clothes off like a banana peel and do whatever with anybody they see because they look cute or whatever. Fool with an appearance and don't know who the hell that person is. That means nothing to me. That don't mean shit to me. Anybody try to step to me with their looks, sadly mistaken. I don't give a fuck what you look like. You gotta take care of yourself, yes. But if you don't have a brain and a mind is two different situations. You could have a brain and not use your mind, but it won't be the other way around. Okay. But if you just have a brain sitting up there and you're a follower and you don't think about what you're doing, you just do it. And you're looking for someone to save you and you're disappointed when they don't save you, somebody who you've never seen, never met, okay? You were taught about it as a child. You're expecting, do you know what you look like? You don't even, come on, man. This person did show up and you don't know who they are. What what's going on? If you don't know yourself, you won't recognize that spirit when you met them because you don't know yourself. You're relying on your body for everything. Have no respect for your mind or your brain that runs the entire body. There's two organs that are very important. Your ass, your vagina, and your balls do not matter. That's for worldly pleasure. Congratulations, you know how to use it. The two most powerful organs in your entire goddamn body is your mind and your heart. Either one of those, you're done for. You're done. That's it. Cut your hair grow back. Cut your nails grow back. You lose an eye, you have one more. You lose an arm, you have another. You use a leg, you have another. A spare just in case, right? But if you become someone that the whole world can easily influence, you don't have a mind or a mouth enough to stand up for yourself. You go along and get along with anything. You won't check your own family members and put them in their rightful fucking place and let them know who they playing with. You can't go out into this world and check anybody else who try to play with you and try to get you to do what you don't do and be who you're not, because you can't stand up to the very things in the very beginning. I don't have no problem with that for anybody. I don't play it. Okay. So how people gonna navigate in this earth? Superman coming. Everybody waiting around. And the older generations, they said they were waiting for the rapture. They're just gonna start. Anybody who doesn't know about this, this is why you should at least have a good understanding of every religion, even if you're not religious. And I'm not religious, but you need to have a good understanding from who Muhammad is. You need to know about Islam. You need to know about Christianity. You need to know about Catholicism. You need to know about Judaism. You need to know about Confucianism. You need to know about Hinduism. You need to know about Buddhism. You need to know about demonology. You need to know about all of these different ones. So when you come in contact with someone, you will know exactly how to speak their lingo and how to use their vernacular. Okay, you're not a shapeshifter. You're not, playing both sides. You are who you are and you represent what you represent, but you're open minded. Doesn't mean you're a follower. It just means you can have a deep discussion with someone that do have these belief systems. Okay, right? And no matter what you believe in, you still have to, you still have to be able to think for yourself. Now, when you get into Buddhism and Hinduism, especially Buddhism, you're talking about losing a monkey mind, the unnecessary chatter in the brain that takes away your focus from what you need to focus on with everything that doesn't matter. So you need to learn how to control your mind and not have it controlled by anything outside of you. Any external influence that can easily influence you means you are not in control of your own mind, which means that you could be led anywhere off a cliff. You could be led anywhere by anyone at any time. Don't ever say you can if you don't use your mind. If you're waiting for Superman or someone in the sky to rescue you and you haven't tried to rescue yourself, you haven't even tried to make sense of who you are and why you're here, everything prior to where you're at today, everything prior to you being 1 years old, 1 month old, had nothing to do with you. Now you are here. Figure out what's going on. It ain't a 9 to 5. We know that. This is the land that we live in. This is the realm that we live in. This is the realm that we live in. In this realm, you have to have a body to live. You have to have lungs to breathe air. We are not in the water realm, because if we were underwater, we would need to have gills to live under there. But we live above the water. And we don't live underground. We would have to have a certain layer of flesh that's hardened to even be able to exist underground like that. You know, we live above ground. So we need oxygen. And to be able to navigate in this life, we have to be able to think. We have to be able to think for ourselves. And to not be able to be persuaded by others, you need to be able to be rational. You need to be able to be logical. You need to be able to stand your ground and not be easily influenced by other people. I don't give a fuck if it's a man or a woman. That don't mean nothing. Your bodysuit don't mean shit. First of all, that lame ass gender shit is only a role you play temporarily in this world until the body is no more. I believe, I had a question asked to me earlier about woman and all this, whatever, some man made shit. My spirit is more powerful than my body. My body is a reflection of my spirit. It is neither male or female. In this earth, they want to limit me to woman because it makes people feel better about being able to put people into brackets and to categorize them to make themselves feel better about who a person is. I don't categorize myself by the shit. I'm a spirit covered in flesh for now. And when this flesh is no longer, I will be what I always was. I go back to spirit, and spirit has no gender. It has no body to put in a gender. Therefore, it would be more of an androgynous spirit. So why would I play a role down here to make people feel better about me? Put me in their brackets. I can care less. Whatever they want to come up with is fine with me. I know who I am. Whatever they think I am don't mean shit. And that's just what I mean. I'm not looking for some pie in the sky or someone to save me in the sky, Superman or somebody else. I'm not looking for anybody to save me from shit. I've saved myself from a lot of shit that people would have died from. Period. Obviously, it's meant for me to be here because if it wouldn't, I would have been checked out a long time ago. And that had nothing to do with some external influence. I have a strong spirit. That's neither male or female. I'm gonna tell you, when you sleep at night, the spirit that goes into the dream world is neither male or female. How can it be? The body that came from two people, part from the mother, part from the father, that gave you the flesh you have and the body that you exist in for now. Your spirit has nothing to do with either one of them. Your flesh that covers your spirit was temporarily loaned to you by your mother and your father, whether they were good or bad. Part from the father, part from the mother. That is not your shit. This flesh that covers my body does not belong to me. I rock it well. The spirit that is inside of it is my shit. This body that covers my flesh, well, that was given to me from two people. How it's presented to people, well, you will see me and know who I am when you know my spirit. Then you know me. Don't think you could look at this body and think you know me, goddamn it. Because actually, you giving credit to the mother and father that made me. You're not giving credit to me until you get to know me. That is neither male or female at that point. That's my soul. You getting to know. So I had to let people know so they'll know. I'm a little bit deeper than a cooch and some boobs or whatever the fuck that means. I hope that some of these dudes out here are deeper than they balls and they penis. I hope they have more depth to them than that little whatever that means. It don't mean nothing to me. It's just a bodysuit. Because I'm gonna see straight through them. Period. And I'm gonna look straight through them. Okay. And I go through layers and layers all the way down to the core, all the way down to the core of myself. You know. So yes, we did not ask to be here. Just like we rent buildings, you rent an apartment, you rent a house. That's temporary shelter until you find another one that you like, right? And you make payments on it. This body of ours, health insurance, to keep your teeth up, keep your eyes up, keep your health up, is maintaining it. Something that was loaned to you by two other people. You may look like your mother, you may look like your father, you may not look like neither. You may look like your grandmother, your grandfather. It may skip a generation, right? That's what you look like. That's not who you are. In that case, that means you are your mother. That means you are your father. If you're going to limit a person to a gender, then just tell them you are your mother. You are your father. Your name don't mean shit. Who you are don't mean a goddamn thing. You're your parents. You are your parents. So let's not limit ourselves to these limitations that were already in place before we were born. We were put here to shake things up a little bit, and not be followers, and I'm not a follower. You know, that's why. I know it's hard for people to break um, conformity, but that's why some of us are born, and that's why I know I was born. I'm not a conformist. I'm not a follower. I'm very much a leader, and I don't care what comes with the consequences. We either gonna live or die, and I've experienced it. I've experienced that before. So whatever. Who give a fuck? What's somebody gonna do to me? Shed this flesh that was given to me temporarily by two people. Oh, I'm scared now. Release my soul back to the ether that it came from. Oh boy, I'm shivering in my boots. Fuck out of here. I'm not scared of that shit. I am a free thinker and a free speaker, and I use the mind I was given while I got it. My soul and my spirit is more powerful than this body I have, but the body is a match to my spirit. It damn sure looks identical to it. I guarantee you that. It's solid. Okay. All right. Whoever in the sky, whatever energy is beyond this realm, whatever it is, nobody's going to come back to this earth to tell us. Even some of these people that tell you about their near death experiences and out of body experiences, and I have had them. I have had them, near death and out of body experience. And I'm gonna keep it honest. When I was born, I had one because I died at birth too. At birth, there's been a lot of that shit in my life, a lot of it from the very beginning. You know, and I remember that it wasn't bodies, but I damn sure remember it was three energies. And I remember it clear as I never forgot it. Talked to my great grandmother about it when she was alive. I seen her a couple of more times after she passed away, and I never saw her anymore. I know it's something else. Okay. I know it's something deeper. Okay. And this is why the world wants you distracted and being focused on the 9 to 5, focused on, who you gonna lay down with, who you gonna get a sneaky link with, who you gonna if, the bullshit, the dumb shit, the shit that don't mean nothing to me. I mean, I have to tell a person about this so and tell them to find someone to match them on the level they at. Ain't nothing wrong with you being that way, but I'm not on that level, man. I can see attractive people all over the place and it don't mean shit to me. It means nothing. That means nothing. Who they are to the core of them means more than what they look like on the outside because people can fool you with their outside. I know, right? But when it come down to the thing that's more powerful than us all, we're here. In about 100 years, all of us will be out of here. None of us will be here in about 100 years, 200. None of us that's here right now will be here. Keep that in mind when you focus so much on your body and somebody coming to rescue you. Everybody gonna have a damn it day. You feel me? Everybody. Whoever is in this world right now as we speak will not be here in 200 years. None of us. All this shit will be probably somewhere underground, dug up by people, and they looking up a laptop. Like, what's this? What is this? What is this? Is this a cell phone? What is this? Is what they called a cell phone. Oh, this is what they used to wear on their feet. They called those shoes. This was what they considered to be the standard. These Gucci bags, these bags that these women wear. These are the fast cars that the men used to drive to get the ladies. This is what they considered status back then. Do you understand? We will be what those people that we read about is to us one day. So let's not make a big deal about bullshit. You know, it's funny how when people actually in the moment, they don't really think about it because they're in a moment until they become a moment. And we'll all be a moment one day, you know? I'm a deep ass person and I understand this type of stuff. On the spiritual tip, not on the religious tip, on the spiritual tip, something that books can't explain, something that, a book in chapters and verses and Genesis and Revelations and all that type of stuff can't, it's something that happens to you in spirit. Okay. And when I was like 3, I do remember a clear vision, clear as day. I was at a funeral. It was one of my cousins, or she was like older at the time, and I remember letting my parents' hand go. They just kept walking. They left me standing somewhere. The green grass they put out in a funeral, it's like fake grass they put once they're getting ready to bury someone. They put this green layer up there. Well, I wandered off, and I went off by somebody else's tombstone or whatever. I was just wandering around, I don't know where they were. And there were these 3 energies, tall as hell. I kid you not. Tall as hell, like taller than Shaquille O'Neal. It just was a blue, like a silhouette, like a blue hologram type thing. At 3, I remember this shit. It was like a bunch of them. It was first, it was like a light. When you take a flashlight, if you were to spin that flashlight around with your hand and then slow it down, that's what it was at first. It looked like a light blue fluorescent hologram light spinning around real fast over somebody's tombstone or whatever that was, headstone. And it slowed down and split, and it was like 3 beings there, real tall, and I could see the silhouette and beautiful, like beautiful, not this world. It just you could tell it was like some type of different time period. And I was just staring at it. And when I went to reach for them, that's when somebody came and got me. Because that was one situation I had. Another situation I had was Job Corps when I was in Job Corps. When I went to Job Corps, I was sitting on the pavilion when I finally got away from my toxic family line. I was sitting on the pavilion in the cold of winter. It had to be like, it was like January during that time. And I was sitting at the pavilion by myself, just thinking about my life and like, why was I born and all this bullshit, and happy to get away from my toxic family line, happy, never going back. I'm like, I'm never going back, ever going back to that shit. And I was just sitting out there by myself with my sweatpants and a t-shirt. I ain't even want to wear a hoodie. I like the cold. I love the cold. I love cold weather. The colder, I just like it. It makes me feel good. I could live in 10-degree weather and I'd be wearing a t-shirt with the sleeves cut off. Shit feels good to me. So I was sitting out there like that in the pavilion, and I looked up and I saw this green as it was weird. It was there for a minute. I didn't even know what. I just kept sitting there like, whoa. It didn't freak me out, but I'm like, does anybody else see this shit? I'm sitting out on the pavilion in Job Corps at night because we had to go in at a certain time. I think I had like maybe 30 more minutes before we had to come in to go into our dorms. And I see this green with, I don't know what it was. It was like a fluorescent green that filled one portion of the sky. And it just sat there and it spread out. It flattened out a little bit and went into a circle. And it just sat there for a minute, like some type of a portal. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm sitting there looking at this. And it sat there for a minute and then it got real small and it spread out again. I'm like, whoa. I don't do drugs, by the way. I don't do that. Just to let you know. and it just shrunk down and it disappeared. I'm like, okay. That same, well, the next night, I was in my dorm. At that point, I had already finished my trade or whatever. You know, I started with Job Corps, community college, and went to a 4 year on my own. And nobody was pushing me. But when I was in Job Corps, we were in a relationship at the time, just me and her. We were trying to push ourselves beyond the brink. You know, we going to get this shit in our life. We don't care where we come from. We're going to get it. Period. I'm determined. So one of the nights we used to play ball too in Job Corps. So she left me in the dorm by myself. She cut the lights out. I was feeling real tired, real tired. I just felt unusually tired this night or this day. She went to the gym in Job Corps to play some ball and get prepared for us to go travel on our Job Corps bus. We used to go to different states and play ball with different Job Corps or whatever it is. And I told her, well, you can go. You could just close the door behind you. Man, she cut the light out behind her and it went pitch black. Okay, cool. I laid down in my bed on my back and I couldn't move at all. I couldn't scream. I couldn't move. I couldn't do shit but lay there. I was like that. Now, in that Job Corps, under the door, you know, it's like a little slot under the door. You could see people feet moving around out there. Nobody knew I was in that room. I couldn't say shit. I was just laying in that bed, couldn't say nothing, couldn't move. That was during the time there was a movie out called Kill Bill. In the movie called Kill Bill, I thought about that movie and how that woman was able to get out of that parallelism or whatever it is that happened when she was in that casket. She could not move. And she said something about just think of your mind moving your pinky toe. Start and you can wiggle out of whatever paralysis you're in at the moment. I thought about that damn movie when I was in that situation, whatever the hell, you know, I know now what it's called, but something spiritual. I did that same thing from that movie Kill Bill. That actually helped me with what's going on spiritually. I start thinking with my mind because your brain runs your whole body. I don't give a damn what you think. Okay. How big your balls is don't mean shit. How your coochie, that ain't shit. So people need to pipe down and give credit where it's due to your mind and just stop. Your mind can get you out of some shit and into some shit. So I'm sitting up there and I can't move, I can't scream, I can't move shit on my body. I'm just laying there in the pitch black dark. My roommate left me in the room. I can't call to her. I'm like, oh my gosh. This is when I first left home. It was like a spiritual attack. Okay. I know that. So I thought about it and I started wiggling my pinky toe, just like in that damn movie when it told that girl what she was doing. And eventually I was able to snap out of it, jumped up, went and cut the light on, and was looking around in the dorm where I was at, like, what the hell just happened? Left out of there, cut the light on, put my little gym suit on, and went and played ball with my homegirl, but I was thinking about it. Then in 2014, that's when I had the biggest out of body experience or near death experience. I was out for like hours. And that's when I saw that light everybody talks about. You know, it's real. That shit's real. Um, at that time, I was in a townhouse. So I was like, renting a little townhouse of mine by myself. And one room was for like my room of meditation, and my other room was for my sleeping. This particular night, I was in the room that I sleep in. And where we at? Come on now. Why is this in the way? Get off the screen. Sheesh. Anyway, this particular night, it was November the 27th of 2014. This happened around 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll never forget it because I wrote it down as soon as I got up and was able to make sense of what happened. I'm laying there and I felt unusually tired, strangely tired. You know, I had done nothing besides armed security. At that time, I was like an armed security. That's when I was doing them double shifts, but it wasn't that deep, that was years ago. I was like, damn, something feel weird. I feel so tired. And I didn't even realize, y'all. I didn't even realize I was out my body because as soon as I said I feel so tired, I said, damn, I feel so good. I feel so free. Man, it felt good. I felt great. I felt like the AC was on 60 degrees blowing through my flesh. I didn't even realize that I did that. I realized it a little bit after though. So I'm like, man, I feel so free. I feel so good, man. What the wow. So I'm like, huh, I didn't even realize anything. I went to the restroom, went to cut on the light. The light didn't cut on. I'm like, huh. I didn't even realize what just happened. my hand had went straight through the damn light. Drugs, I don't do any of that type of stuff. I gotta keep this tell you all this. So I'm like, wow, that's weird. I went to the foot of my stairs and the downstairs closet was open, like open. I don't leave the closets open. Cut the light on, my hand went straight through it. I'm like, what the this is weird. I wasn't thinking none of it. And then I looked downstairs and it was this big ass you know how the sun looks? Like the sun in the sky? It was this big ass light. And I'm not talking about the light you cut on. That don't have nothing to do with it. It was like the sun in the sky was stuffed in that damn closet and it was spinning around and I was drawn to it. I was drawn to it like I wanted to go into it. And right before I went into it, something was like, look down. If you go into it, you're not coming back. And I'm like, whatever. I look down, I ain't see shit. I'm like, whoa, whoa, what in the world? I looked down, nobody. I kept looking, I didn't see shit. I'm like, how am I doing this? And I'm not walking around with my legs and I don't and my arms and all this shit in here. Mind you, like I said, I don't do drugs, period. So I'm like, what in the world? That's when I got pulled back to something. It was like energetically pulling me back. I felt myself getting pulled backwards into my room and spent around. And I seen my own body laying in my own bed on my back. I really seen what I looked like. I have never really truly seen what I looked like before. In the mirror, that ain't shit compared to what you really look like. I'm telling you right now. When you look in the mirror, that is not a you don't really know how you look. You think you do in a picture in the mirror. That ain't shit. That's not going to help you. Okay? That does no justice. When I looked at myself laying in my bed on my back with my eyes closed, I truly seen my entire body from all of it at one time. And I was stunned. I'm like, how the hell am I here looking at myself right there? I know how I sleep, you know. I had my purple sheets and everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at myself and I'm like literally looking at myself like, wow, wow. You know, that's all I kept saying. How the hell is this? How is this? You know, I didn't have no fear. It was just weird as hell. So I went and put my whatever spirit, I sat it in my body like I was sitting in a chair, like sat down in the body that I saw laying on my bed, me, and laid into my body and leaned back up to, and I looked back, my body wasn't there no more. I ran into the bathroom, tried to cut the lights cut on. I went downstairs. I went to the end of my townhome stairs, and I looked downstairs. Literally, it was open. But when I went to the foot of my stairs, this time the door was closed. All right. That's what I'm saying. Like when I live my life the way I live my life, it's like on a deeper level when they people talking about something saving you, not giving credit to the brain that you have and the soul that you have with a connection deeper than any man and woman on this earth will ever have with you. Period. And there's nobody on this earth that will ever have a connection with you like that. I don't give a damn who they think they are. How much money they have, it don't mean shit. They're not gonna have that type of connection with you at all. You know, your energy is everything. You know, period. Your energy is everything. And you don't let nobody take that from you. And you don't give your energy away so easily to anybody. Anybody that comes to disturb your energy, they gotta go. Period. It's plenty of people, you know, whatever. Your energy ain't nothing to play with, you know? And I just feel like people do themselves a disservice looking for someone to save them from them. That's what parents do. They're looking for someone to save them, so they create us and put us in the same world that they were looking for somebody to save them from. Now you just created another person, and they're gonna be looking for someone to save them unless they know who they are. A lot of people don't know who they are. They know what people praise them for. They know the pats on the back they get from people, and they like those pats on the back so much they continue to do that to get more praise and more worship and more respect from people. If they stop doing the very thing that people respect them for, they think they'll lose their adoration from people. So they can't stop now. So they become a fiend to respect from people without respecting themselves. Because without respect, what are they? You know, if I stop getting this fix and this high off of people telling me how great I am, then what am I? I can't do it on my own. I need somebody to say me. I need somebody to feel this way about me so I can feel better about myself. It got to come from you. That shit got to come from you. Anybody who can give that to you could take that shit from you because they built you. They made you. We can't help who created us flesh wise. The flesh that covers your bones and my bones, your flesh and my flesh, that film that covers your internal organs, we didn't create it ourselves. That was loaned to us by two people that we had no control over. How we navigate and pivot in this earth has everything to do with our mind and our spirit and our energy. Nothing outside of it. And then you have to be in unison, whatever, what like energy, powerful energy, that right there, now that's what you're talking about, right? To do a disservice and putting a piece of flesh on an energy so powerful and say, well, that's what Jesus looked like. That's what God looks like. So everybody be on the lookout when you meet Jesus or God or Muhammad or Krishna. This is it. Period. That's what you should be looking for. Energy, they said, can never be destroyed, right? And you know it's true. You want to know how it's true? Right now, whether your lights are on or off, whatever's going on, right now, it's energy all around you. People use the internet. There's energy right in front of your eyes. An animal can pick it up, but they can't tell you what they see. They don't speak your language. They can't sit up there and tell you there's energy floating all around you. Okay. If you use the internet, if you use the cell phone, there is energy that is not visible to your eyes. And that's just the man made energy. Now, what about the energy that isn't man made that has always been on this earth before we even got here? Energy is strong, bro. And if you don't have an awareness of who you are, anything can operate through your portal. Anything can operate through you because you don't have an awareness of who you are at all. You could be easily influenced, go along to get along, a follower, easily influenced by people, give a fuck what people think about you, play these minute, menial fucking roles that people want you to play to feel better about themselves. That's bullshit, right? And that's how I feel about it. Okay. An animal, a cat and a dog could be sitting right next to you and jump up and just start staring at something. You look, you don't see nothing but a door. The animals can see what you can't see. And that's why they can't talk. Because if they could, it'll blow your mind. Okay. Animals are more in tune than us. People are easily distracted. A dude is distracted by an ass, easy. A dude is distracted by a pair of boobs, easy, easy. He can get set up by ass and boobs. A woman is distracted by a dude's body. She can get set up real quick because of your distractions. What distracts you? What could take your attention off of things easy? If somebody wanted to set you up, all they got to do is use the menial things, the basic shit to get you messed up, right? Because your eyes can fuck you up, right? If that's how you could tell what type of strength a person has, whether a man or a woman, not the superpower in the sky. You got to start from you first. If somebody wanted to set a dude up, for example, and they know his weakness, ass, titties, all that type of stuff, they can get the baddest woman that he ever seen in his life, exactly what he want, and send her to him. He could be done for right then and there. And she may look just as innocent as pie. He's done. He's out of here. Take him down. Right? Woman. Somebody wanting to take her down. Oh, your weakness, love. Your weakness is adoration. Your weakness is somebody wubbing you, telling you how pretty you are. You want him to look like this, look like that. Well, we gonna send that right to you and shut your ass down. You're not gonna be able to deny. You're not gonna be able to turn that down. We know what you like. We know exactly what you like. We're gonna send this to you. You're not gonna turn it down. You fooled by aesthetics. Your eyes get the best of you. We can shut you down with your own eyes. We can shut him down with his own eyes. Your mind ain't strong enough. That's why the most powerful thing on anybody is their mind and their ability to control it, their ability to think for themselves. Because the body is plenty of people with a body. In that case, you could look at everybody because everybody fine. It's some people who other people may not think is fine, but to somebody they think they fine. That ain't shit. Okay. Strength is a person being able to say no to what everybody says yes to. Strength is a person being able to think about shit instead of going along with everything. Strength is being able to decipher where is this person coming from? This don't even seem right. It's too good to be true. Probably because it is. You know, being able to think before you do shit. Being able to walk alone and not feel lonely. Being able to stand your ground, not give a damn whether there's people with you or not. Period. You came into this world by your goddamn self. And when you leave it, you're gonna go by your damn self. Unless it's a freak accident on a plane with tons of other people. And the chances of that is slim to none. The way you came in is the way you'll go. In the meantime, just know who you are and not look for some in the sky to save you without trying to save yourself first. Don't be a follower. Okay. Like people want to even be their own Superman and their own Superwoman, right? A woman that need love, she looking for some dude to give. He shows up, dun, 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 I love you, girl. A dude looking for, uh, a woman to save him, not save him, but to stroke his ego, make her feel special, make her feel more of a man, make her feel like he your boss, make her feel like he doing something. You looking for Superwoman, he looking for Superwoman, she looking for Superman. They don't feel that way about themselves already, and they're not doing the work to feel that way. Nobody's perfect, so that person ain't gonna make you perfect because they're in your life. You still the same way you were before you met that person. If that person shows up and suddenly you feel whole, that's the same person that can destroy your ass because you weren't already whole before you met them. Same way as the Superman in the sky saving you. You know, I'm here to save you. I love you.
For real?
Yes, I love you. All is forgiven now. Okay, throw all of your logic out the window. Long as I love you.
Long as you love me, we can be starving, we can be broke.
No, we can't. Hold up. Wait a minute. I don't like this song.
You can be my destiny's child on the single.
Justin Bieber. I like Justin Bieber. I don't care what anybody says. You know. But yeah, man, people could get messed up like that, and that's what's happening in this world right now. People don't want to go within themselves. They let anything break them. Straight up. If anybody was going to be straight up, if anybody was going to be fucked up in this life, I know it would be me. I just can't go down easy. That's bullshit. And I won't let anything, whatever my family couldn't destroy, whatever anybody in my family couldn't destroy, nobody else will. And that's exactly what I mean. They couldn't do it. What makes somebody else think they're gonna do it? Uh-huh. And that's how I look at it. They couldn't do it. Who the hell think they gonna be bad enough to do the shit? Even if it's my life they try to take. You're not taking my life, bitch. All you're doing is freeing my soul, goofy. You know what I'm saying? It's too many people that live that way, afraid to of what somebody can do with their physical form. You protecting a form that was loaned to you from somebody else. You don't even realize it's not the form you're protecting, it's the soul, your spirit you're protecting. You don't even realize it, you know? Whatever couldn't destroy me and have been trying since I've been born, literally fresh out the goddamn womb. I was the one that died on the delivery table when they said we can either save your child or we could save the mother. And they kept fighting to save me. So I done had plenty of situations like that in my life. For some goddamn reason, I don't seem to be easy to take down, you know, for some reason. So it don't have nothing to do with the gender that you are. Strength is beyond your gender. Strength don't have shit to do with muscles that you get in the gym. You got to pump some iron. I mean, that's cool or whatever. Maintain your flesh or whatever as long as you can, because even that flesh will go. But strength is deeper than the muscles in your arms and legs. And I have shit to do with that's physical strength to lift something heavy. Strength is something that shows up when you need it the most. Strength is stuff that you know certain people can see, and you have to see it first. And you can't let nobody in this world be your Superman and your Superwoman. You got to meet them halfway, which means you're doing the work within yourself, and not fold over in a corner like a bitch. You know,
All is lost.
no, no. Even though I'm an antinatalist and I'm a child-free individual, being that I'm an antinatalist don't mean I'm folding over in anybody's corner and being a bitch to shit. I'm here now. Ain't nothing I could do about it but face my shit. I face all mine. You know, I'm an introvert. And because I'm an introvert, people might get it mistaken with I'm not scary at all. I like my own company first more than anybody else's. I'm not looking for Superman or Superwoman to save a goddamn thing. I like my own company. I put that before everything. When you like your own company, it sort of intimidates people, whether you're a woman or a man, because they feel like they can't come and save you from some shit. Save me from what? I didn't save myself from shit that nobody could have saved me from. What you gonna save me from? Save yourself. Save me from who? Save me from what? You know, you got to look big at your own life for some of the things you've lived through. That if you try to tell someone, they probably wouldn't even believe you, or they would wonder how the hell you did it. So what these people gonna save you from now? What they gonna save you from? We're adults. So I'm an anti-natalist, but I'm a different type of vampire too. There's no man on this earth that I would ever reproduce with. I don't give a damn who he is. Good for you, bros. So, you know what I'm saying? These people, I ain't got time for that bullshit. This is hell down here. And nobody's lineage and last name and meeting anybody's family members has nothing to do with my purpose on this earth. It has everything to do with my purpose on this earth. Goes on below my belly button know how to feel. Feeling like you're missing out on something. Your other quote unquote half and all that bullshit. You know, to make yourself have some type of meaning in this going to rescue me and give me purpose in life because I can't find purpose on my own. Right? Them telling me how pretty I am. It's gonna make me feel special. Same person that can destroy you off of the very words they shit if you let them. So you're supposed to feel that way anyway. Superman can also become the villain overnight when they can't have their way. You know, every Superman can also be a villain. Every villain can also be a Superman. The protagonist and the antagonist is one person because the very person that can build you up can tear your ass down because they breathe life into you when you can breathe life into yourself. You need to learn how to breathe life into yourself instead of looking for Superman and Superwoman. Learn you know, is that it? They wear a cape. You could put a cape on. You could put a cape on too. What's the difference? Right? Hold on one second. What's going on here? Yeah. What is this? There we go. Just wonder what's going on here. Um, or maybe I'm just a deep thinker, you know? But I've thought many days or whatever it is, a lot of you have saved yourself and don't even realize it. You keep looking for something to save you from a place unseen, unheard, unknown, without even wanting to know. Like, let's just say, you live in a building and you need plumbing, and it's solved, right? So that you don't have to keep calling back the same person every single time, or would you look for that superwoman or superman every single time to save the day? So technically, if you take away the name Superman and Superwoman, it's somebody skilled in that department in an area you are not skilled in. Okay? If you feel ugly, there's someone, the Superman, that's gonna tell you you pretty. They Superman now. If a man feel ugly, here comes Superwoman. You find them, man. You so sexy. Superwoman, say today, I feel good now, right? If it's something that you are not skilled in, there are people skilled in that department that knows the ins and outs of it, and you don't. That makes them Superman and Superwoman in that department where you are not. That should make you, that should incentivize you to want to at least learn something about it. You may not know it all, but the more you learn on it, the better you get at it, right? Right? Superpower, and it just means that person's skilled in that area. They know something you don't. They see something you don't. They're aware of something that you're not. Okay. The And we can all be ignorant to something we are unaware of. Ignorant doesn't mean, it doesn't mean that you're incapable of learning it. It just means that you're unaware of it at the moment. And then when you learn it, you are not ignorant to it anymore. You know now. Okay. If you don't grasp it, but it's not something you're going to need every day, it doesn't make it seem like you can't learn. It just means that's not your skill set. So that's where the other person comes in and they save the day for you. That's their skill set. It comes natural to them. That makes them Superman and Superwoman in that department. Something that you cannot grasp when you could grasp everything else. But then you may be their Superman and Superwoman in a certain department they can't grasp. Whenever somebody feels like they can't do something for themselves, the person they can do that for them becomes the hero. Mhm. Got to be your own hero. Everybody not coming to save you. If you wait around for people to save you, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. Don't wait for anybody or anything to goddamn it save you, because I'm not. Sorry. That's just how I get down. My life prepared me for it, and I'm grateful for it. Um, if anybody should be looking for a Superman and a Superwoman, it would be somebody like me. But I've been like a spiritual, like a fighter in my soul, because I refuse to lay down for shit. I refuse. The only way I'm laying down is at the end of my life, and even then, I'm getting cremated. So you still not gonna lay me the fuck down. I'm gonna be scattered everywhere. Get the fuck out of here, because I don't play those games. Still not laying down. That let you know what type of soul you have by the things that you tolerate in this life. My soul is strong as hell, man. There's no weakness in my soul or my spirit. And when you have that, you can make things happen in this life. You have to be not a person in delusion. I said, if I could live through all the things I done lived through in my life, who the hell, what the hell somebody gonna say to me? Entertain me, because I'm gonna laugh right along with them. I mean, harder than they laugh. I mean, I will laugh every time. We sure will together. I'm not a delusioned opportunist. I'm not a optimistic person. People may think I'm a pessimist because I don't tolerate shit. People may think I'm a pessimist because I can see through people's shit. People may think I'm a pessimist because I'm blunt and I'm realistic and I live in a realistic world. I don't lie to myself, so I have no need to lie to other people. I'm so real that people get bothered by my realness and they get upset at the truth that come out my mouth because they want me to water it down. And the life I've lived will never allow me to water it down and the life I've lived will never allow me to water shit down. in some sweatpants and a hoodie while they wearing a suit and tie. I mean, I'm gonna be the only one, the protagonist around the antagonist and the protagonist in that room, surrounded by people in suits and ties and ballroom gowns. I'll walk in there with some sweatpants and a hoodie and some Chuck Taylors and talk like this, knowing who I'm around because it doesn't mean anything. At the end of the day, they're still a human in a suit and tie. So what? What does that mean? And I'm gonna keep being me, regardless. I'm not looking for a superwoman and a superman to save me. They ain't save you. If they can save you, they can cast you to hell. I mean, destroy you. Because you were looking to be saved. You weren't looking to save yourself. You wanted to be rescued. The same person that can also hold you captive. Religion. You're looking for someone to save you? Well, you got to look at the person who was also looking for someone to save them. They talk about the story of Jesus that was hung on a cross, that was screaming out to the top of his lungs, my God, why have you forsaken me? In front of people making fun of him, talking shit about you think you all didn't save yourself. That's what ha. They were laughing. The whole city was involved out there laughing. This is what they do to people in the real world. Okay. These parables, these metaphors, analogies, these things, these puzzle pieces to let you know about the life you live, letting you know what will happen in the world you live in when you give your power to someone else. If you a dude, you don't give your power to no woman. You respect each other equally for who they are. You don't try to change shit because ain't nobody changing nothing. First of all, let's get that clear. Don't the person you changing is yourself. Let's get that together. Let's go ahead and set that right. Okay. Need somebody to save me. And that's exactly when the savior will appear. Am I what you were looking for? The genie in a bottle? Aladdin? The bunny in the magical hat? Superman? Superwoman? Jesus? Okay. I wouldn't tell anybody, like, if you're not religious, you don't have to be. And I'm not either. But I will tell you, being knowledgeable about a lot of every subject. You need to know a lot about things. You never know when you'll have to have conversations to make sense of the world you live in and not just be in this world. And not just say, well, we didn't want to be here. Hell no. I knew I was an antinatalist before I knew what the term was. When I was a kid, I used to say, I wish I was never born. I wish I never came into this shit. I would never do this shit to anyone. I've been saying that shit continuously since I was 7 years old. So I've always been aware, you know? But I wasn't a poor me type person. I just realized I have the power to do that, especially as a quote unquote, what the world labels as a quote unquote woman, with the body parts that don't match anybody's legacy and any dude's last name. That's not a prize to me. That don't mean shit. If they don't, it's cool. Life goes on. But ain't gonna be nobody putting anybody in no brackets because I'm not looking for superwoman. I'm not looking for superman. And I hope they're not looking for superwoman. We just people for now, but we spirits at the end of the day. And a human body for now. We just people for now, but we spirits at the end of the day. In a human body for now. I'm not a surface person. Okay. I'm everything beneath the surface. Everything beneath it. Everything. The secrets, the taboos, the things people wish they could say, the stuff people think that don't say, the secrets people keep beneath the surface, and I say this shit out loud. While I got a voice to say something with, I use my. I never put yourself in a situation where you're looking for someone to save you from anything, or you're looking to be let down. You're looking for it. Don't put all your hopes and everything in something outside of you. You know, it's just especially if they're human. That's just a human, just like you. It's just a human. What more can they do for you that they can't do for themselves? So this man-made Jesus character, I said man-made. I didn't say the higher power of everything. They made up you to make money off of, to get control of your mind, your body and your soul, to have you believe certain things, to give you heartstrings, to be afraid to go to hell. It's the version of themselves other than what they approve of. But don't worry, somebody gonna save you at the end. They will never be separate. They're together. A little bit of religion to give you hope, to give you set up before you got something that's already implemented. Just make sure you're part of the community and part of the circle, make you feel like you belong somewhere in there anyway. It's just the way they make people feel like they're doing something in the world that's been here before we all existed. You know, they're getting ready to slaughter the cows. The cow doesn't know it, but they can sense something. They line all the cows up. They feed them hay so they can get relaxed. And I don't want them afraid. They feed them the best hay they can eat. The best hay. They give them apples and oranges. Oh man, they feed them real good. They getting ready to get slaughtered though. You understand? They getting ready to slaughter those cows. Yeah, they want you to eat the best meal you can eat because you're about to be in Publix or Walmart or Target or someplace in the produce aisle, you know? And it's gonna make the meat taste better to the person buying the meat. They're frying it in their pan. That's what the cows don't know. They can sense something, but they need the Superman and Superwoman to bring them that hay because they can't get the hay themselves. Right? They know how to get hay on their own, but it tastes better when the human hand shows up. Superman, Superwoman. When it comes out the hand of the human, does that hay taste sweeter to that cow than if they can go and get the hay themselves? And now they become reliant on the hay from the man and the woman, Superman and Superwoman. When it comes out the hand of the human, does that hay taste sweeter to that cow than if they can go and get the hay themselves? And now they become reliant on the hay from the man and the woman, Superman and Superwoman. Just in the nick of time to give all those cows the hay to be slaughtered in about an hour. From the butcher, right? A butcher. Not like when you talk about about some real shit. If somebody up here doing stupid shit, they like that. When you're talking about melons and fruits and hay all the time, they get used to it. They get codependent on it, and they no longer use it's beef in your pack for hamburger at your stores. The cows are unaware of it because they raised it from a kid the same way they raise your kids on religion. They had that cow, calf, took it from his mother and raised it on a farm to where the calf got comfortable with Superman and Superwoman, aka the farmer, on its territory on the farm, getting fed out their hen every day. They no longer knew how to hunt this store, that milk. Some of it will become cheese. Beef liver. I already got a plan for you all. The same Superman that can save you can also put you in a dangerous situation if you are unaware of who you are and your purpose. And that's what happens with these kids, with the parents that teach them religion at a young age. You are doing nothing different than a mother or father cow raising your kids on a farm that makes you comfortable on their farm when they're only, right? You would give your kids to them. You would teach them the religion. You would make them comfortable and docile, easier to slaughter with no problem, right? It's easier to slaughter you now. You would give no problems, You would easily walk into the slaughterhouse and not aware of your own fate, okay? And you'll bring your kids with you. Or they brought their kids into a world they do not control. Right? It's getting on my nerves. Like, it don't start acting up until I talk about this type of shit. Because they want everybody to be stuck on their man-made religion bullshit. None of it. And that's the type of shit that these social media platforms like. They're not used to people thinking independently. They like dummies, and I'm not one. So I'm aware of that type of stuff energetically when things start to glitch all of a sudden. Or chill out. So, you know, so you can look at this world as a farm, knowing what this world is, as a product, and the parents know it. They know all about it. Okay, they know it was done to them, and they feel like they got to do it too. And they look at people like us, and they say, "Who do you think you are?" It ain't who we think we are. It's who we know we are. That's the difference. You feel me? It's not about making you feel less of yourself. We don't do that. Only you can do that somewhere else. But I'm not going to change who I am. You just turn your head and look over there. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to think though. That's what my brain is for. That's how I'm going to do that. Period. The same Superman are the same. You as a person can do right and wrong. You don't separate yourself, the bad person, the good person. It's in one body. You have a mind, and in your mind you can make a decision. Your mother and your father are separate people. You are a whole. Two people came together to make one person, you, right? Whether you decide to do wrong or right, you don't just split into another person. It's the same you making a decision to do right or wrong. Blame it on somebody else. When it's good, they want to take the credit to make themselves feel better. When it's something better, I had nothing to do with that. Somebody made me do it. Somebody made me do it. This is the story of this world, period. Everybody wants to take credit for the things that everybody celebrate. Nobody wants to take credit for the things that make them look stupid as fuck. They don't want to take that L. They got to find somebody to blame. Somebody else did it. Yeah, whatever. They've been doing that throughout all time, right? And it's going to be going on for a while. That's the realm we live in. But that doesn't mean that's how you have to be. This is the realm. This is the vibration of this earth. It doesn't mean you have to be on that vibration because you're in this earth. This is where we're at. Doesn't mean that's who you are. Who you are i- and who where you're at don't have shit to do with you. Now you're gonna go through some things in this life, unfortunately. Unfortunately, this is the world we're in. You know, that's not what we need to become. This is the world we're living in for now. It doesn't mean you have to participate and be in a follower of somebody else. It doesn't mean you have to participate and be in a follower of somebody else. It doesn't mean you have, well, might as well do it now. Might as well just join. No, you don't have to do it. No. Wait a minute. This is the wrong thing I have up here. Damn it. Hold on. Why would it put that up there? And that's not what I wanted. I just happened to look at this screen, and that is not. That's what I had. They don't put this up here. It's goofy. There's Superman and there's Jeebus. His superpower is not giving a if because he loves you. Only a few people understand sarcasm. So when you read that title, you'd understand the sarcasm in it if you're truly sarcastic. And I'm like good at it. I love sarcasm. Anybody that's sarcastic, I think is hilarious. We get along just fine. But when you read that title, you'd understand the sarcasm in it. Being able to make fun of something goofy as hell and being able to get a laugh out of it, at least get your rocks off getting a laugh out of something that's ridiculous. Sarcasm, that's all that it is. You know, nothing more. Anybody get their feelings hurt with sarcasm? Well, oh well, you know, oh well. What the? How come that keeps somebody does not like that on the damn screen? It keep disappearing. I don't give a fuck. It's going to be on the screen. Period. Anyways, and that's just the way that it is. Whatever. Um, Damn, I wish I had kept the first video I had when I ever made up here. All them damn videos. One particular day, I don't know why I did that. It was like a year or two back. I had all them damn videos and deleted them. I still have the other ones, but damn, I wish I hadn't deleted those videos. What was I thinking? Damn it. Because I was getting into some really deep subjects. I don't make this for popularity, and I don't give a damn if a lot of people watch it. It don't hurt my feelings one bit. I'm like I said, I'm a deep thinker. I'm not. I'm an adult, so I'm not looking for popularity. I'm grown. Uh, at 18 or something like that. Maybe this platform type thing. In the real world, people hate the truth, so I don't expect that many people to like the truth. There shouldn't be. If you see a lot of people flocking to your channel sometime, that doesn't necessarily mean they dig what you're saying. Don't be fooled. Less is more and more is less sometimes. The people come with the bullshit and how to put them in their rightful place. But that's how it is in life. In this life, when it come to people, a million and two people could try to get in your face, but none of them, It's quality over quantity. It's not the other way around. Less is more to me. More is too much. You know what I'm saying? All that extra, that don't make sense. Fakeness. I can't stand fakeness at all. And that's why as a lot of people in church, because that preacher, that pimp that's up on that podium, they pimp isn't telling them the truth. They pimp on that podium is telling them what they want to hear. So all those people in there and in there because of they really want to be free. So he's not talking about real faith. He's not talking about real faith. He's talking about real facts. And they are trying to buy their way to heaven and trying to buy their way to perfection. They're trying to buy their way to perfection with their money, with dead presidents on it. And that preacher is going to let them try to buy their way to heaven. And he's going to preach on subjects that they want, not things they need to hear. So all those people in there ain't in there because of they really want to be free. So you do it yourself. You become reliant on somebody being your fix, like a fiend, like a dope fiend. Is to be able to have someone, and the preacher knows it. He doesn't want them being used. He wants you all to have that weakened mindset to believe that you can't do it on your own. I'm your superman. I'm your superwoman. Bring your ass up in this church. Give me the goddamn money. Shit. Or else this church gonna close and I can't get that new Cadillac and the Mercedes Benz. So give me your goddamn money. Shit. I'm gonna tell you all what you want to hear. I'm not gonna tell you the truth because it's gonna piss you off. I'm not here to piss you off. I'm here to get your money. That's what the preacher should be telling the people. But that's too honest, and that's why the church has all them people. The more you lie to a person, the more they like you. When you tell them the truth, you become an enemy now because you said something that hurt their feelings, but the very thing they needed to hear was the truth. And that's why all these churches and you looking in the areas, the areas are fucked up. So they're gonna pay you to keep doing that dumb shit. And that's why all these churches and you look in the areas are fucked up. You are putting your streets have potholes in it. The fucking roof is caving in. Lie to you every Sunday because it makes you feel. The key word is feel. It makes you feel better. Ooh, at the end of the day, you're going to look stupid though. You're going to feel good, but look dumb because somebody lied to you. You feel better for a moment, but when you go back to reality, you feel stupid. And you've paid this person to lie to you. You can't call them a liar because you paid them to lie to you. You won't pay them to tell the truth to you. People don't flock around the truth. Take it as a compliment. I don't expect for many people to flock to reality. I expect few people that understand it. It doesn't take anything away from my character, who I am. Two people, three people, it's like 3,000 people to me. 3,000, you got to be careful. I have another channel with close to 2,000 on there, and that's more spiritual. Took all my videos down and started talking about raw shit like this. People start getting nervous because they're like, where's the spiritual stuff? Where is it? Where is it? No, 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 no. I need you to hear this. So the number dropped from 2,000 to like 1,900 and something because people wanted to see. People wanted to, you're not going to be in denial around me. And that was a little test for me. You know, when you talk about real things, people get scared. Okay. They get scared. Less is more sometimes, and more is too much. More is less. Quality over quantity all day. It isn't the other way around. Quantity over quality, never. Quality over quantity, which means it's going to be a little bit or less. But that less is not less as in like reducing. A few is way more powerful than a whole bunch of nothing. A whole bunch of just faces with no substance and bodies with no substance, no weight, no real, you know what I'm saying? A few people could hold more power in them because they know what's going on. They're not blind to it. like the movie They Live. Check it out. It's a movie called They Live, and it's talking about the realities of the world, how those people were viewed by the blind people in the area that refused to see, and they like being dumb. So they turned against the people that could see, but it wasn't as many people. It was a few of them. Okay, that's us. Take it as a compliment. Not many people will flock to the truth. And these people, it's sad, but a lot of shit gonna happen to them. Way before it happened this year, with everything going on in the world and the U.S. right now, I was trying to tell people, but because it was too real, too raw, people, I want to be in denial. Who's twerking? What's going on with celebrities? And I'm like, you know what? Go watch Cardi B sound stupid while eating chicken with all that grease around her mouth, trying to talk stupid, trying to talk cool, but looking absolutely goofy. You know, people flock to that type of shit because they don't want to face reality. They don't want to be real. They like being fake. They like being disillusioned and goofy. It makes them feel better about some shit. They can't run from it. But if they could stay in denial to make them feel better about the circumstance, people like that, I won't even deal with them at all. I don't even want to be around that. If you fake, don't even talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't speak to me. Don't wave at me. Don't even try to be whatever you politically correct. Just get out my face because I don't like any of that bullshit. The truth is all I can tolerate. That's it, right? Sometimes a superpower, superhuman illusioning you to save you from the realities of the world. Come save me from the truth because it's too much for me to bear. Somebody just where are the celebrities at? What are they doing in Hollywood? They don't give a damn about you in Hollywood. I'll tell you that. You keep them rich by being gullible for their lifestyles, buying up their clothing brands. Okay. Remember when Kanye came out with that goofy mask over his face and everybody ran and got it? Those stupid red boots and put them on. I'm thinking, what in the Super Mario and Luigi is going on? You look down at people's fashion statement. Even though they look goofy as hell, they were setting a trend and a fashion statement, even though they looked goofy as hell. So these celebrities, they need you to pay for it. If they do it, they're marketing. They're your superwoman and your superman to disillusion you from the reality of the world you live in, to give you somewhat of a break from reality. And they need you to buy what they're marketing, even if it looks stupid. Hey, they're wearing it. You keep them rich, and you stay in La La Land like Alice in Wonderland, and they get rich off of it because you're not going to be aware of the world you live in. It's too much. It's too much for you, and they know it. That's what they're there for. Living vicariously through a celebrity, trying to live their life better than they live it. You keep up with everything they do. They style, who they talking to, who they dating, who they marrying, are they divorced, what their kids doing. They're not keeping up with you unless they keeping up with you about their bank account. When they check their bank account and you bought their product, that's what they keep up with you about. That's why they're keeping up with you. You keeping up with them like you really know these people. They do not know you. When you make their bank account bigger, and when they look and they see you bought them dumb looking ass boots that look stupid, they knew it looked dumb. They just wanted to see if you would buy it. They knew it looked stupid. Every time the women get these BBLs that look absolutely ridiculous, okay, they're marketing. Everything they're doing is marketing. The videos that they make is marketing. Everything in that video, they're selling it. To you, it looks like a video and you hype it up. The jacket they're wearing, their swag, they sell it. They're selling them shoes. They don't have to say, hey, buy these shoes. They put it on and they have to have a certain aesthetic. They're your Superman and your Superwoman because they're getting you, they making a break in your reality from the things you refuse to face. But you're going to pay them for that reality that they're giving you because you don't want to deal with the real reality. You're going to pay them. Okay, so when they come out looking smooth and they reciting those lyrics in these videos, these celebrities that you love so much that you've made into your God, your superwoman and your superman to rescue you from the world you live in, right? Everything they doing, the cup they drinking out of, they marketing that cup. What's in the cup? They have the bottle sent on the table. They so smooth with their marketing strategy. They don't even have to tell you to buy shit. It's a video. Everything in that video is for sale, and you will run your ass out there and get it. The women are gonna go around and get the boobs and the BBL, and and the fake big teeth, and the dudes are gonna run out and they're gonna get whatever it is to attract the women. Whatever that dude wearing that all the women like, he may not subliminally he's doing it. That might get him in the gym to start working They don't want you awakening. What you said to me in my millions, I'm so hurt. And y'all tune in too.
Yeah, leave him alone.
These people millionaires. They need you to tune in because you tuning in gets them paid. So they got to create a fake beef, fake arguments with each other so you could tune in and you all involved too. Yeah, look at them, look at them. You're all in the screen. The people are not serious about that. The people are millionaires. They just keep you in a state of disillusionment to get paid. You know, that's how they get their money. Same way your preacher get the money. Anyway, it's been real. It's time for me to drink me some water. Watch me something cool. I invited someone, but it didn't come through. It's cool. I really need to find if somebody named. I'm gonna find a way to get because he has some thought provoking channels, and that's who I was trying to see if he was gonna come through, but he did not. But there's someone I do want to get on here. What is his name? I can never say the name, but I'm going to say because I do have one of his videos in the community section in the post. Where is he? There he is. His name is okay. I'm gonna say it. Benedictine. The truth. What did he come up with that? I'm gonna look it up because it must mean never. Benny Benedictine, the truth. Benedictine, the truth. Never saw that word before, but I don't think he's ever had a live podcast ever. He hasn't, or has he? No, probably not. I believe he's in Africa or something like that. Mm, I can't. Am I saying that right? Benny Benedictine. Benedict. Am I saying this right? Benedictine, the truth. Benedictine. What made him come up with that name? I'm going to look it up and see what it means because it must mean something. What? Benedictine, the truth. Hold on. Meaning. Let's see what this means. Let me hear it. Benedictine. It means a monk. Oh, okay. It means a monk or nun of an order following the rule of Saint Benedict, a liquor-based brandy originally made by Benedict monks. Oh, I had to look it up. So anyway, his name is Benedictine, the truth. And you'll see him in the post section of the channel, when you go over to the post and scroll down some, he have a video there, and I've been wanting to see him do a live. I did join Thought Provoker because it popped up in my notification feed one day when I had enough time to actually do it, which was a couple of days ago. I joined in on, had a blast. But I've been wanting to also get on this just one of the things, one of his podcasts, because there are a lot of videos he's doing on there, and he talks about similar subjects, especially when it comes down to creation and people reproducing without reason for no reason, you know. And I like some of those subjects. But now I've really researched his name and what it means. A monk of an order following the rule of Saint Benedict. What is Saint Benedict? Benedictine. Okay. Oh, Catholic monk. Brothers or nuns who follow the life of Saint Benedict Nursia. Okay. At least made me look it up and see what's going on. So is he Catholic? Well, he's not Catholic, obviously, because he's not religious. But let's see. Roman Catholic monks. Get this out of here. I don't want to do a survey. No. God. Why are they putting this stuff up here? Nobody wants to do a survey. No. Get out of here. Where is it? Okay. World War II. German military. The rule, which spread slowly in Italy and Gaul, provided a complete instruction or directory for both the government and spiritual and material well-being of monastery by carefully integrating prayer, manual labor, and study into a well-rounded daily routine. By the 7th century, the rule had been applied to women as nuns who, oh, okay, I'm gonna do more study on this. So it has to do with autonomy. I knew it was something with his name because I had never heard of that. Benedictine, whatever. I don't mean it like that, but I knew it had to mean something. Anyway, let me get up off of here. You could check him out if you want to and see what I'm talking about. Just go to the post section and scroll all the way down. You see like a guy that's brown. The avatar will be like green grass and a red walkway. I believe he's in Africa or something like that. I just happened to look. It's a picture of a bunch of white sheep and he's dressed as a sheep, a black sheep. And then there's the thought provoker as well. But anyway, until next time, I don't know when that will be. I get on here every once in a blue moon when I feel like saying something. Until then, take it easy. Whenever you come across this video, it was meant for you to find it, just to know that there are more people than you that think outside the box. Keep thinking outside the box.